I want to say this. Amira is the most beautiful woman, mother, daughter-in-law that I ever met. My grandchildren, Jibril, Jamil, Imran Ingvar, Isra and Mariam, are healthy, intelligent, beautiful, kind and loving children. And this is so wrong. All of them need to come home to us. And I really hope that will happen soon.
I wish peace for all who this recording reaches, and I pray that we may reach honest people from all around the world and from all colors and all faiths. I speak from the land called Sweden, and I stand next to my dear mother, a very kind and loving woman, and maybe she can introduce herself.
My name is Susanne, and I stand here with my son William to support him and our whole family. I hope you will help us and share the story, and it will make us very grateful to you. Thank you.
We have a story we want to share, and it is a true story. And I promise that all that I forward is the truth as I know it, and I promise to speak factually and respectfully. And I hope that our story will benefit the listener as well as our family. And with the help of God and with the support of honest men and women, I hope to save my dear wife Amira and our beloved children Jibril, Jamil, Imran Ingvar, Isra and Mariam, who are all suffering from a very cruel treatment. All our children have been forcefully stolen from us with a mountain of lies. And my dear wife, a wonderful woman, are now locked up in a type of a prison where she has been for more than 1 month, facing threats of being deported from this land, away from all her children, her husband, her family and all her friends, without doing anything unlawful. And before I continue, I want to share a clip of my dear family and our children, so that all who listens can get a living picture to connect to our story. And I will include a prayer that we made to our Christian friends around the world just before our children was stolen about a year and a half ago. A prayer that is very dear to us, and I invite all of you, no matter the faith you have, to Okay, it says, Heavenly Father, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as in the heavens. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. and deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. We live in an age with much ignorance and deception spreading all over the world, and I will include in our story some very important knowledge with hope to benefit many people. And I ask you to have patience with me as I will take about 1 hour to bind the story together. And there are strange things happening here on Sweden which are causing confusion and disorder in society, perhaps more than ever before. And instead of using wisdom to spread peace, love and helpful knowledge to the people, they are bringing increasing volumes of force and control. And there are much fear being spread through the media, causing separation and hatred between the people instead of unity and trust. And I want to clearly clarify that I do not wish to speak negative towards Sweden or towards any government. That is not our way. We wish well for society and for all people, and we believe in meeting evil with good. And we do not seek support of anyone who slanders or shouts. We seek peace and respect, and if you have that to offer, we are very grateful for your support and for your prayers. The real problems in life is not because of a flag or a government. All real problems in life and all wars through human history has its root inside of the heart of men and women who are in need of love and guidance in their lives. And I believe especially so here in the West, where true faith and true love is disappearing from the hearts of people and from society. And I want to share a reminder that my wife and I used to teach to our children on how to meet something bad with something good. Which is that if someone tells us something negative, such as you are dumb or you are stupid, we respond back to them saying, thank you, you are kind. And it is a simple but very effective remedy on how to meet a negative motion with a positive, which often surprises the wrongdoer, causing him or her to think and to actually make a change. And it is a good way to avoid anger to be produced that will benefit grown-ups and children, and with wisdom and patience we develop a positive approach to life, making it full of meaning and hope. My wife and I have been building a strong, happy and healthy family with loving children and much love and care until about 2 years ago, when we were attacked by a storm of falsehood. And in the month of May in 2022, our dear children Jibril, Jamil, Imran, Ingvar and Isra, who were seen in the walk and the prayer, was stolen from us in an unforgettable way with false accusations from 2 women in our society, who stepped into our lives with a conscious agenda to break our family and to steal our children. And without ever meeting us, they accused us for neglecting our children's health and education, without presenting a single evidence, when the truth is, with God's kindness, that they have been healthy, kind and intelligent all through their lives, which I say with no intention to boast, and it is a statement that our whole family and all our friends bears witness to. and I believe it can be clearly seen on the and our dear daughter Maryam, the happiest girl we know, who was born 7 months after the first attack, now being 8 months old. She was recently stolen from us in a most shameful way during a surprise attack on our family. And they broke into our house with no right to break up the door to one of our bedrooms, where 4 full-grown men attacked my wife to drag Maryam out of her hands, still breastfeeding. And they did this without giving us neither notice nor a court case, with a decision from one single man in society called Johan. And we will share a clip from the day that this attack took place. Förstår ni vad de gör? Förstår ni vad de gör? Flytta dig Marianne. Förstår ni vad de gör? Förstår ni vad de gör, de här människorna?
Men jag har inte angripit någon av er. Det är du som håller mig hårt om armarna. Det är du som hindrar mig från att gå in.
Vilken vidrig människa.
Jag känner inte dig, jag vet inte vad du kan kapabel till, okej?
Nej.
Förstår du?
Jag känner inte dig heller.
Nej.
Men jag ser vad du är kapabel till.
är
Är det det du vill skriva i din rapport? Jag har ingen aning, men jag känner inte dig. Jag vet inte om du ljuger likadant som alla de här andra.
Vad gör ni? Vad anhåller ni henne för?
Stå kvar säger jag.
Låt henne sätta på sin hijab! Vad gör de här? Titta vad de gör! Titta vad ni gör!
Jag har inte rört er!
Titta de här människorna, vad gör ni? Vilka kriminella!
Och ni angriper mig.
Släpp min mamma! Släpp min mamma!
To attack 3 lovely women, a grandmother, a mother and a baby in their own home where they should be feeling the most secure is truly not right. And the truth is that we have done nothing unlawful. All that we have done is to do the best we can with our shortcomings, to dedicate ourselves and our time to live a pure, honest and peaceful life, taking care of all our children as their friends, building a strong and happy family, providing them with the best food and drink we can possibly find. And we are a family who respect the right of every living thing, men, women, animals, plants and even insects. And we respect the right of every man and woman to enjoy their freedom and their choice of faith. Muslims, Christians, Jews, Buddhists, Hindus and others. And we respect those who wish to live a secular life with one common rule for all, to not cause harm to others. My wife and I have chosen to stand up peacefully for our God-given rights in life and our freedom to choose a natural way of health and education for our family and our children in a world that are being more and more unnatural and strange. And if we are not allowed to be free and natural on this land, we have no problem to move. But we do not consent to give away our God-given rights and freedoms to public servants who are trying to rule over people and families with force and threats instead of serving them with dignity and respect, which is their duty as the public servants of the people of the land. Governments are created by the people, for the people, to be subjected to our rule and authority. That is the true order. But with ignorance and deception, the public servants of the people are being tricked into act and think that they are the rulers of the people. And the key to understand the root of this ignorance and of all the major problems in the world is to understand who we are as men and women. And to make a real change, we need to stop thinking that someone else should make the change. We need to look ourselves in the mirror and make a promise to the man or woman that we see to be honest and brave and to stand for the truth even when it's hard. Ignorance is cured with wisdom and kindness, and the evil forces who operate behind the curtain will be exposed with the light of truth and love. And the key to understand the major deception in the modern world is to understand our natural status as men and women, which is being attacked in many different ways. And I will try my best to share some very important knowledge on this subject, which may be a bit controversy as there are many who are not aware of it. And some of you will now hear it for the first time. A dear friend from the Caribbean island, he used to tell his students to put on their thinking caps. And I now ask you to do so and to overlook with my shortcomings and to politely correct me if I make a mistake. And it is not a secret that there are secret societies operating in the world who have great influence over people's lives and thoughts. That is clear to more and more people. But what can be discussed is how deep the rabbit hole actually goes. And for my part, I will say that the hole is very deep. And due to my understanding and research, the biggest deception that mankind are facing in this age, which is worldwide, is the deception to trick us to give up our natural status as living, breathing men and women, to accept the status of a dead and fictitious person, holding our name without realizing how it works or its implications. And I will try to explain it a bit further, and I will try to speak clearly and slowly so that everyone can follow. As living, breathing men and women, which we are born to be, we all have God-given rights and freedoms in life, and we are all born free no matter the color of our skin. And these rights and freedoms cannot be taken away from us if we do not give them away freely or unconsciously. That is law inscribed in nature, just like the law of gravity, or the law of the movement of the sun and the moon, which gives us day and night, laws that are real, that no politician can take away from us or change. But a dead and fictitious person does not live and breathe. It only exists on paper and does not have any real rights or freedom. It has something which is ascribed to it called privileges and liberty, which may sound or be projected as rights and freedom, but in reality it is something completely different. And with great deception we are being tricked to believe that the name of our driver license, the name of our passports and our banking card is the same man and woman that we see in the mirror, which is not true. And I do not seek to argue this point with anyone. So if it sounds strange to someone who have not heard it before, I can only encourage you to make further research on your own before you pass any comments. And I want to make it clear that there are many who have deeper knowledge than me on this subject, who can explain it better. I only seek to share my understanding with hope to benefit the people from all over the world with this important knowledge that might unlock your minds and your hearts in many ways by the will of God. And when we seek out the truth of the matter, we will come to know that the name on those cards who have the same name as us are not the man and woman that we see in the mirror. The name on these cards is a fictitious person created around the time we were born, when our mothers and fathers made a birth registration without understanding the implication of what they signed. And this name or person that we find in capitalized letters, which you can check out for yourselves, is simply explained a type of corporation created to be used in the world of paper, business and contracts to get authority over our rights by way of deception. And as we consent to take responsibility for this person or corporation, which is associated with a type of a number, a person number or a social security number, which we confirm when we identify ourselves with these cards, when we pay our bills and when we answer to our so-called authorities, then we are giving up our living status as men and women to accept a dead status with no real rights. And this is a terrible exchange that most of us are doing in complete ignorance. And this person number or social security number is just like a slave number, putting us in a jurisdiction under corporate rules and policies masquerading as law, making us lose our God-given rights and freedom. Statutes, codes, policies and regulations are different to real and natural laws, as they need our consent to be binding on us, which many people are not aware of, as we are not being taught this in school or from the media. And with this major deception we are losing our position at the top of the pyramid of life. The right order is that men and women creates governments to serve us under our rule and authority. It is not governments who creates men and women to be under their rule and authority. That is deception. But there are people in this world who are masters of deception. And they have managed to deceive many amongst mankind into degrading ourselves far down the pyramid, by accepting this fictitious person and other types of titles as our identity, instead of the living man and woman created by God through nature. And they do this to us with such skillful deception that we are bringing it upon ourselves, which makes these masters of deception to believe that they are smart and illuminated and that they can get away with this fraud without being punished by God or by karma, as they argue that we are the fools bringing it onto ourselves. And there are very interesting verses from the world of religion which gives light to this deception. And I will share a few that may be appreciated by Muslim Christians and also by others who believe in good and evil. And instead of being rulers of our governments and our public servants, which is the correct order, these masters of deceptions are being able to rule over us by way of proxy, as we are turning ourselves into a new type of slavery, freely giving away our God-given rights to get the privileges and liberty created by them. And there are people from all faiths warning us about this deception. And we will highlight one man, one honorable man from the Western world. And to mention one way that we can all recognize this deception in our daily lives is by looking at how the police operates in the present age. A police officer is a very important figure in society. A title created by men and women to work and act as a constable of peace, with a duty to serve the people and to protect our rights from being violated and infringed upon by others. That is the right order for a police officer, a constable of peace. But in this age of deception, these constables are being used as policy enforcers. And instead of bringing peace and protecting people's rights, they are creating fear by enforcing corporate rules, actually breaking our rights. And this is getting more and more visible for many people, and as most of these public servants are not aware of this deception themselves, just as you and me, we need to have extra patience with them, and we need to help them by politely teaching them the subject, for our own sake and for their sake, as we are all being tricked and hurt by this deception. It should not be we and them. It should be us as a unit, the people and the public servants. And I pray that you may benefit from this knowledge and that it may help to cure this ignorance. And I'm sorry if I made any mistakes. And before I leave this topic, I also want to recommend the listener to look up something called the straw man, which can explain the subject of this fictitious person created around our birth in more detail, the straw man. And having said this, I want to clearly state that we are seeking to keep a clean and peaceful spirit around our case and our story. And as I mentioned earlier, we do not want any bad language against Sweden or any government. We are looking to solve our case, to save our children peacefully, with dignity and respect, and we do not want any fighting with any government. Our case is against the men and the women who are abusing public power to trespass upon our lives and our rights. And we look to solve all matters before a fair court and judge with truth, facts and evidence. And I do not ask of anyone to take our side blindly. All we ask of you is to be honest and to use your hearts and your intellects, and that you treat us in a manner that you would have wanted to be treated yourself if you were in our situation, having all your children stolen, your whole family attacked, and your wife locked up in a prison, without doing anything unlawful, with yourself being their next target. I'm just one man standing up for the truth to the best of my ability, together with my dear mother and our family, against a whole group of individuals who are attacking us with falsehood. And they are looking to attack my character by portraying me as a violent man, doing all they can to get away with their falsehood and their trespasses by hook and by crook. They plan their plan, and God planned his plan, and surely God is the best of planners, and that is a wonderful truth that brings comfort to our hearts. And we kindly ask all who listens to pray for truth and justice in our case, and to help us to share our story, and to add good knowledge, good reminders and respectful comments, so that many people at this country and around the world can benefit in a way where people from all faiths can be joined together in a spirit of love and affection, for the sake of innocent women and children, and for the sake of truth in life, and the highest rights of all, the right for a child to be with its mother, and the right for a mother to be with her children. And I will try to add a link in the description where people who wants to help by sharing our recording on their own channels can download it to do so. And to share what I see when I look myself in the mirror. I see a man with many shortcomings, a man that have reached the age of 40, being born here on Sweden, with my mother giving me the name William, and I have added to it Ismail. And I grew up on a farm where I stand today, close to the sea, with my father Olof breeding trotting horses. Together with my siblings Hanna and Jens, and my dear mother Susanne, who has been there for us our whole life, working from home. This is my dear family, my father, my brother, my wife, my mother, my sister and my sister's children. Together we are the closest family members and friends of our beloved children and grandchildren, Jibril, Jamil, Imran Ingvar and Isra.
I'm missing our grandchildren so very much, me and my wife. And I can't understand how this society can be that cruel that they have been. And I miss so much Jibril, Jamil, Imran Ingvar, Isra, and also the latest little children, Mariam. And I'm so disappointed on all the Swedish yeah, everybody that handles this case I'm so disappointed in. So it's very strange, and I really don't know why and how, and yeah, it's, you can't understand what they're doing, and we miss them so much, and little Amira, who they put away in some awful place to wait for her being abused from this country. It's hilarious. I can't understand how what they are doing. Jaha, ska du släppa loss mig då? Ja, vad bra. Då kan du släppa loss. Ja. I don't know if she's ready, but I'm ready. Nu är mamma ute och kör. Ja. Maybe it looks nicer. So. Har du fått den ut?
Ja.
Nej, ljummet.
My name is Jens. I am William's brother, and I am uncle to these 4 loving children, Jibril, Jamil, Imran Ingvar, and Isra. They are my dearest friends. I love them and I miss them very much. They have been shamefully stolen away from all of us, and I am standing here as a support to my family and as a witness to what they are saying is the truth. Please help us share this story. Thank you.
And as I followed my father around, I learned how to make a living out of horse racing. And at an early age, I became a professional poker player at the top of my country as well as in the world. And during my travels around the world, I was given very unique experiences and a chance to meet all types of people, learning much about the human mind, as poker is a game of the mind. And it has gotten very clear to me that the best men and women on this earth is not the ones with the most money or the greatest looks. That is just another deception. The best men and women are with no doubt the one with the greatest hearts, who are honest and who truly cares for others, just like my dear mother and my dear wife. And with money and fame in my life, I realized that I was on the wrong path. I was living what many would consider a dream life, with access to all the comfort of this world, but I could never find true peace in my heart. And praise to God, about 13 years ago I made a very important decision to truly become more healthy and humble. I started to struggle with myself to overcome my bad habits in life, and I managed to lose much weight, both physically and spiritually. And I started to investigate and study many different aspects of life, looking for the truth, and I decided to give up poker, to do all I can to become a good father, a good husband, and a good friend. And on my journey away from gambling, I met with a kind and loving woman who became my friend and my companion, and shortly after also my wife. And since about 12 years we have experienced an amazing journey together. And as she cannot be here with me today, I will cut in a clip where she speaks a little bit about herself.
My name is Anne Solomon. I'm the mother of Jibril, Jameen, Imran Ingvar, Isra and Mariam. I grew up in Canada. For the past 10 years I've lived here in Sweden with my husband and our children. I have dedicated my life to take care of my children and to be there for them every day and every night. My husband has also been there for them and for me. They have also a family of grandparents, uncles, aunts, and cousins who love them and who have always been there for them. But suddenly we were attacked by people who made all kinds of lies about us and accusations, using that to steal our children away from us. And for the past year, I have been punished with the worst possible punishment a mother can go through. To have all of my children stolen away from me. And in the middle of all of this, I'm being also threatened to be deported from Sweden, away from my husband and all of my children. We recently made a speech to the Prime Minister of Sweden, Ulf Kristersson, to explain to him our situation and to request of him to do something to stop this madness. I told him that I hope that he's an honest man, since an honest man would never allow a mother of 5 children born in this country to be thrown away from her whole family. I also told him that I'm willing to leave Sweden freely if I'm not allowed to be here, but my children must first be returned to me. I'm not leaving without them. I hope you who listen help us to share our story and to pray for our family.
Amira is the most beautiful woman, mother, daughter-in-law that I ever met. My grandchildren, Jibril, Jamil, Imran Ingvar, Isra and Mariam, are healthy, intelligent, beautiful, kind and loving children. And this is so wrong. All of them need to come home to us. And I really hope that will happen soon.
Yeah. My wife is truly a loving woman, and she has taken care of her family, me and all her children, day and night for all their lives. And she is loved by everyone who knows her. She is always kind and respectful to all who she meets. And she is married to a Swedish-born man, and all her children are born on this land where she has been living peacefully for 10 years without hurting anyone and without asking for a single dollar from the government. And this wonderful woman have now been attacked for more than 2 years, having all her children stolen, to be separated from her husband, to be locked into a type of a prison where she faces threats to be deported. It is truly shameful. And it is not my intention to complain. I'm well aware that there are many people suffering in this world by injustice. But no women are allowed to be treated in such a disgraceful way. And I pray with all my heart that this recording will reach far and wide, and that kind and honest people from all faiths will help us to share our story and to witness how it continues. And our case is complicated as the responsible men and women are working within governmental organs, mainly at the social services, and these people are having access to unlimited amounts of money and to power that can be used against our family. And they are working behind secrecy with the ability to use the police as their policy enforcers by simply using their pen. And this has happened many times already, as they have ordered the squad team to attack our dear family 4 times over in just 2 years, without any one of us doing anything unlawful. It started with my dear sister Hanna, who is a very kind and loving woman, who had one of her lovely daughter stolen for a few months before they returned her. And they have then attacked my family and my children 3 times over. And the media always takes their side and never ours, doing the best they can to portray us in a bad light and them in a good light. So everyone who listens are very important witnesses, and I will continue to pray that you will get blessed for all your honest efforts. And the men and women responsible for stealing our children are also the ones making all the writing, and they can make up almost anything they wish, making it their truth in the legal system. And as we do not consent to free them from responsibility by accepting the status of the wrongdoer when in fact they are the wrongdoers, they become more aggressive and they fabricate new falsehood and accusations with claims that our children are saying bad things about us, which is truly shameful, truly shameful. And they have blocked our whole family with father and mother, grandmothers and grandfathers, aunts, uncles, cousins and friends from seeing our children and grandchildren, from speaking to them, and even from writing letters to them. And when it was clearly revealed that all our children are healthy, kind and intelligent, they just changed the charges from neglecting their health and education, which was obvious lies that they made up, to instead accuse us for abusing them and for being violent with them, when again our whole family is witnessing that we are not at all violent people. And as their falsehood have kept growing, with many people now involved, they are trying to make our whole family look bad, attacking our characters and honor in different ways at the price of our dear children. And our case is a bit complicated, as it has turned out that some of the main responsible are members of the secret societies, with great influence from behind the scenes. And saying this, I want to clarify that it's okay for me if someone wants to be a Freemason or something similar. That's their choice, and it's not up to me to decide what faith people should have. I only encourage people to be honest and to praise their Creator, whatever faith you may have. But it is not okay to cheat, to lie and to hurt my dear family and to steal our children. And it is not okay to use public power for their own personal interest to attack us. that is truly wrong, and we are trying our best to set all the matters straight by peacefully putting all the cards on the table for the public to witness against the responsible men and women. And before I end, I want to share a few more things about religion. As a man who grew up perhaps in the most secularized part of the world, I grew up in a secular Christian home and we did not pay too much attention to religious practices, more than a visit to the church at a special occasion such as funerals. But we always kept an important part of religion, the moral conduct, being an honest family. And I always appreciated to hear the biblical stories of the prophets, and I was often telling myself during my youth that I should read the Bible for myself. But I did not find the peace to do so before later on in life. And during my travels as a poker player, I came in contact with people from all faiths. And as I was given insight behind the curtains of the world, I realized its occult reality. And that life is very different than what we are being presented by Hollywood and the media. And as I started to seek more truthfully for truth and health, I was led to actually read the Bible, which teaches mankind so many good things about life and health, explaining how important the heart and the soul is for our health and well-being, which is more or less neglected in modern medicine, who focuses exclusively on the physical body to make business rather than cure. And the more I dedicated myself to seek for the truth in life, the more love and respect I developed for the Bible and for the Creator and for truth in all religions. And it got clear to me that I wanted to live my life as a believer in the Almighty. And as I kept seeking knowledge straight from the main sources, I was led to the Quran. And as I finished reading the English explanation, I had learned and realized that Islam was something very special and very different to what the media are portraying and what I thought as I grew up. And it got clear to me that I wanted to be a Muslim in its true meaning, which is submission to the Almighty Creator, the one true God who also sent the Bible, the Torah and earlier revelations, together with a good and honest character. And for many years now I have been living my life with great respect for all these holy scriptures and for all the truthful followers of those faiths and for all people in the world who are honest and kind. What others believe they need to share themselves, but my faith is based on peace, love and respect. And it is very clear to me that all true religion is about that. Peace, love and respect. And I want to testify from this land of Sweden with my little voice that the image that the media are selling to people, that religion in general and Islam in particular are something forceful and violent, is not a truthful image. It may be true that some ignorant people and groups are violent, abusing the name of religion, which are then blown out of proportion by the media. But it is very clear that the true teachings of all these faiths and scriptures is based on peace, love and respect. And it is clear that most followers are good people, just like you and me. The only thing that makes us different to each other is the quality of our hearts. And I want to use my voice as humbly as I can to encourage and to remind people from all faiths to stop fighting and arguing with each other, to join together in these deceptive times, to share important knowledge and reminders with each other and with the world, and to sing praise and thanks to the Almighty Creator.
Standing by a purpose through, heeding God's command. Honor and be faithful if you have the land. There's a God beyond, and you'll stand alone.
Life is a gift, and when we differ with each other, we should do so with respect and honor. And I now end with a prayer that this recording will reach far and wide to bring people from all faiths together in a spirit of truth to support our dear family and our beloved children. And I pray that God blesses you and your families and your children. And I thank you for having patience with me throughout our story and for sharing and caring. Thank you.